Welcome to my top 10 most anticipated comics for March 29th, 2023. Guys, I'm Mike Spider Slayer. Welcome back to Comic Book Corner 2.0. It's never too early to start that pull list for next week, and hopefully this list helps you make decisions on what comic books to buy. Before we dive into this week's most anticipated, I gotta give a quick shout out to Whatnot. Guys, if you've never downloaded the Whatnot app today, now's your time to do it. Here is your perfect opportunity. There's a link in my description box below. It's absolutely for free. It doesn't cost anything to you. In fact, I give you $15 to use off of your first auction, whether it's Pops, it's Legos, it's comic books, video games. Use that $15 off your first purchase absolutely for free. My gift to you. The link is in the description box below. All right, guys, so let's kick off this week's most anticipated with the hot seat. And we have on the hot seat this week, Clobbering Time. This is issue 1. Here we have a Thing book. We haven't seen that in a long time. It seems like this is more of a Marvel team-up book than anything, because it looks like Ben Grimm is going to be teaming up with heroes from across the Marvel universe, and this first issue is going to be with the Hulk, and it looks like he's going to have to team up with him doing battle against like Celestials and different types of like deviant hordes and all this kinds of other stuff. The artwork looks a little wonky in it, so I don't know what to expect. That's why it's on the hot seat. 28 pages, $4. The book that's on the rise. This goes to Daredevil issue 9. It looks like Chip Zdarsky's ending his run on Daredevil so he can focus on Batman, which, you know what, I'm absolutely fine with. I feel like his Daredevil run should have ended after that volume 1. He didn't need to tell this additional story, but I have enjoyed it where we've gotten to see Matt Murdock kind of join, is it the Hand or the Fist? I always get it confused, and he's broken, you know, criminals out of jail, and the Avengers do not agree with his methods, so it looks like they're all going to take on Daredevil himself. Looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to how this whole thing will end out, you know, in a few issues from now, I guess. Legacy numbering 657, 28 pages, $4. Now we're officially kicking off this top 10 countdown with number 10. We have Saturday Morning Adventures, Dungeons & Dragons. This is issue 1. For crying out loud, can that guy stop blowing the grass? He's going on forever, dude, and it's pissing me off. They never do this on freaking Mondays at this time. Oh my gosh, I gotta pause it. The challenges of having your studio in the garage. It's still going, so I apologize. But like I said, number 10, Saturday Morning Avengers, Dungeons & Dragons, issue 1. You know, when I was a kid, I used to watch this show on Saturday mornings. It was pretty cool. You got these kids that went to an amusement park. I think it was like a Dungeons & Dragons roller coaster. They got sucked into it, and they got into the world of Dungeons & Dragons based off of, obviously, the tabletop game. And it's definitely grown popularity because of Stranger Things. And so I definitely want to see what this issue has to offer. Now, I'll let you know this was never my favorite cartoon that I watched on Saturdays, but it still was entertaining. This is 28 pages, and this is $4. Coming in at number 9, this is Avengers Beyond issue 1. So I'm very confused why this is a new number 1 when this is playing off of the heels of All Out Avengers. I think that's what it was called, where we've had this version of the Avengers forgetting certain things that are going on in the battles that they most recently had, right? And we finally came across the main villain, the main bad guy, and that is the Beyonder from Secret Wars 2, and that was revealed. And now we have this new issue 1, so I have no idea if they're considering this a new volume or I'm very confused when Marvel does this stuff, because this really puts readers at a loss of where they're at in their stories. And that's the problem when it comes to comic books. It's so easy to get lost in the storytelling and you don't know where to go. So that's very frustrating for me. I'm going to pick it up because I have read the previous issues and I know what to expect here, but for newer readers, they might be lost. So we'll see. 28 pages, $4. Coming in at number 8. This has been a solid read for me. Once Upon a Time at the End of the World, issue 5. This is a story by the name of two characters, Maceo and Mezzi. They've actually met in this apocalyptic world. One person is trying to find this oasis, and the other person lived in this end of the world bunker, and somehow their paths cross. They've fallen in love with each other, but they've had to deal with crazy situations in this apocalyptic life. I've really enjoyed this series. I never thought I would. This is written by Jason Aaron. When it does come out in trade, I definitely recommend it. 32 pages, $5. Coming in at number 7. I haven't seen this issue or this series in a while. I feel like Tom Taylor's really stalled. This is Dark Knights of Steel, issue 10. The true enemy of the Three Kingdoms has been revealed, but is the battle already lost? Or has the war only just begun? The end game for season 1 begins. So are we like gonna have multiple seasons when it comes to Dark Knights of Steel? I'm not really sure about that, but can Tom Taylor handle it? He's currently writing Nightwing, he's currently doing Superman, and I feel like Dark Knights of Steel is put on the back burner ever since it's been on its break. It's a really good story. I've enjoyed it, but I feel like when it came back, it's just, I know it's been a stall. But we did get the reveal of who that enemy was, like it was in the description that I talked about, and had to do with Martian Manhunter, and it was basically Alfred posing as somebody, or was it Martian Manhunter was Alfred? I think that's what it was. And then the White Martians were the bad guys posing as other heroes. So that's what I'm talking about. It's been too long that you don't remember everything that goes on. So still a solid story. I just feel like when books take this long of breaks or constant interruptions, it loses that momentum. 32 pages, $4. Coming in at number 6. We have Born of Blood, issue 6. We have Giaris and Leonidas have teamed up together to infiltrate Sparta once again to try to take over that throne, as a longtime comrade of theirs has betrayed them, right? And it looks like they wound up getting captured in the last issue, and now they have to I guess escape that as well. But we also learned another secret that had to do with Giaris, right? And it's a relative. I don't want to spoil it, but a very well told story. This is a book that I will always promote because it's so far under the radar. It did so well in Kickstarter, but again, I don't hear that many people talking about it. It's very entertaining. I love the action. I love the pacing. I will always have good things to say about this book. 32 pages, $5. And now we're heading to the top 5. We have the Invincible Iron Man. This is issue 4, the autobiography of Tony Stark, chapter 4. So, you know, a lot of people are saying that they're tired of Tony Stark being deconstructed and taken down and things like that. That's really not what this story is about. This is more about Tony Stark being set up, right? He's given away all his money, or he's lost all his money because there was all these black market, you know, weapons out there, and he used all his money to take that stuff off the black market. So he has just a normal living these days, right? But now there's people setting him up, trying to throw him under the bus to get him arrested, or whatever the case may be. And it's been an interesting story, and we get the reveal of who that character is, I think, in this issue, or we got revealed in the last issue, and now we get to see that story unfold here in Iron Man issue 4. The legacy numbering here is 654, 28 pages, $4. All right, webheads, here we go. We're coming in at number 4, and we have a classic on our hands. We have Venomlethal Protector 2. This is issue 1. So this is going to be a story with Eddie Brock doing battle against Dr. Doom. Holy cow, man. How awesome is that? David Michelini returns with a brand new story set in the sinister symbiote's past when Brains and Spider-Man were still on the menu. You can't go wrong with that stuff. I mean, I love that time period for Spider-Man and Venom. That's how we all were introduced to the character, and now the character is evolved, which is fine. I loved Eddie Brock through The King in Black. I'm not so fond of where they're going with the character right now, because there's many King in Blacks, and he's Bedlam, and he's all this other bullshit. But I love old school Eddie Brock, and I will never turn away a story that has that to offer. So this one is 36 pages. This one is $5. Top 3 now. Here we go. Something is Killing the Children, issue 30. This book has been balls to the wall lately because you got Erica Slaughter on the run against Cutter. She's the one that's been hired to take out Erica Slaughter because she's betrayed the House of Slaughter, right? But there's a lot of other story threads going on here, and even the House of Slaughter themselves are kind of second guessing themselves, going, man, did we make the right decision? Because this Cutter lady, she's a little insane, and she'll go and do whatever it takes to get the job done, and even kills members of their house too. So very intense action going on in the Something is Killing the Children series. This one is a $4 comic. Number 2. We have Local Man, issue 2. This is Stray Dogs creator Tony Fleece and Revival's Team Seeley. They're the ones who do this book. This book is awesome, man, as we've gotten to see this superhero that has gone back home to his parents, and he's trying to make amends with them because something happened on the superhero team. We don't quite know who or what or why. We did get introduced to the superheroes themselves on when our character was on that team, and I'm looking forward to it because the way this story is told, it's like told in 2 ways. It was like one way where you got to see the hero as he was going back home, and then you flip the cover the other way, and then you wind up getting to see him interact with his superhero team like it was in the past. But the thing that was so cool about it was everything looked like it took place in the 90s. Now, will that happen again? I don't know. But the story was very interesting, and I want to know more about this character and his demise within the team and in society itself. This is a $4 comic. All right, guys, so before we hit number 1, just a reminder, we're not done once we get there. We still have the noteworthy comics to talk about, some of the books that may have not been discussed in my personal top 10 that you may want to check out. And our number 1 most anticipated comic goes to Strange Academy Finals. This is issue 5. The final battle for the soul of Marvel Magic begins here, and some will stand while some will fall. Isn't that a favorite, like, you know, words from Optimus Prime when he battled Megatron? One will stand and the other shall fall, you know? Overall, I think Scotty Young, Roberto Ramos have done such a phenomenal job with this series. I feel like this is a comic book written for all ages, and this very well could have been an independent comic book, but it was told in the pages of Marvel, and I love all these characters. I love how they've been fleshed out. I love how this has become a true book about, like, light and dark, and stray from the good or stray from the bad, whatever the case may be. And I cannot wait to see how this story is going to end. We have one more issue after this. I think it's legacy numbering 24. I think that's where we're going to end this thing. So it's getting intense, and I am definitely looking forward to it. 28 pages, $4. Here we go. Noteworthy comic books. The first one we have is Thor issue 32. For me, ever since Donny Cates has left Thor, this book has been one discombobulated mess. There's so much going on in it. I don't even know what to expect, but I'm always going to read it because I felt like I started this story. I want to continue it. I hear it like Donny Cates is going to write an issue here or there with this. And in this issue, we're going to have them battle each other. And when I mean them, it's Thor and Doctor Doom. That's pretty cool. All right, next we have Deadpool issue 5. This has fallen hard. Somehow, Carnage has been reborn out of Deadpool. But isn't Carnage back in the pages of Carnage? Is that connected to this? Like, I don't know. I'm confused. So we'll see what happens. It's getting a little too goofy for me. Deadpool, that's how it is. It's just like, I like it for a couple issues, and I'm like, it's old. You know, so we'll see. Next, from Marvel, we have Planet Hulk World Broken. You want to talk about a broken comic book? It's this one right here. I did not like this series from the start, but if you like it, hey, that's absolutely awesome, and I just wanted to let you know it's coming out this week. We move on to It's Jeff, issue 1. So if you guys read West Coast Avengers from Kelly Thompson a while ago, she created Jeff the Land Shark, and that's who you have that's getting its new comic book. I said it from the very start that it would be wild if Jeff the Land Shark actually got its own comic book, and it does. After showing up in West Coast Avengers, which was a hilarious character, by the way, then wound up going into Deadpool, and now it's going in its own comic, which is absolutely insane because, you know, we talk about developing characters all the time. I feel like Jeff the Land Shark has gotten the most character development out of a lot of these characters that have been created lately. Hilarious stuff, man. All right, DC Comics. We have Detective Comics issue 1070. Haven't read this in quite a while. Then we have Action Comics issue 1053. Listen, I love this book, but until they get rid of that Power Girl story at the end by Leah Williams, like, no, I can't. That story is absolutely horrible, you know, and the whole story's gotta count, man, to make that top 10. The first story is great, second story is okay with John, but god dang, that Supergirl or Power Girl story is horrible. Then we have a new number 1. This is not on my top 10 most anticipated because I'm not really fans of these characters. This is Doom Patrol issue 1. Or it's more called Unstoppable Doom Patrol issue 1. So I'll probably review this on the Worthy Ones video, but I'm not like highly anticipating this one. Then we move on to Independent Comics. Junkyard Joe issue 6. Really great series. I fell off of it after issue 2. My shop stopped getting it for some reason, and I never put it on my pull list, so I just fell off of the book. Then we have Saga issue 63, which is solid. I'm just not as into it as I once was. And then we have Exo Manowar Unconquered issue 1. So Exo Manowar is coming back. I don't know how many issues or if it's a mini, ongoing, who knows with Valiant these days. I think I might check that one out. So there you guys have it. There are my top 10 most anticipated and noteworthy comic books getting ready to come out for the end of March already. It's hard to believe we're going to be diving into April. Remember, this is from March 29th, 2023. And as always, guys, if you love my content, I'll leave you my top 10 comic book covers of the week. You can vote on your favorite comic book cover. That is so much fun. And of course, guys, keep buying, keep collecting, but always remember, please, read your comics. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you real soon.